So today again, vlog-like video, I'm comparing the output of these two lights. So Aputure 600D with Light Dome 3 and Godox F600Bi. Actually, as you can see, this light is huge. The round modifier is just 39% area of this big 4x4. So the question is, which one have more output? I'm going to measure 1 meter from the light source. So in case I'm using the diffuser, I would measure 1 meter from the diffuser. If I'm measuring without the diffuser, I would measure 1 meter from the LEDs. So a bit closer. And for this one, I got 4 different diffusions, although I think they are the same because I got diffusions from Light Dome 2 and Light Dome 3, and Aputure claims that diffusions from Light Dome 2 are 1.5 and 2.5 stops, and the diffusions from Light Dome 3 are 1 stop and 2 stops, but I think they might be the same. I will check all 4 diffusions here with and without the egg crate, and here I will check the light without any modifiers, then with the frame of the softbox, then with the frame and the diffusion, and then frame with the egg crate. And this egg crate is kind of lame. It seems like it produces like 70 degrees angle, so it's not cutting the light that much. So we'll see which one produces higher output. And actually, if we think about the distance from the actual light source, that light source, which is the COB, would be farther away because the depth of the modifier is around 80 centimeters or so. So that would be definitely farther away, the actual light source. Here the depth of the modifier is around 10 centimeters, so it is like maybe even 8 centimeters from the diffusion to the LEDs, but you usually measure the output from the light source, and in this case the light source is actually the diffusion. So it actually turned out that these diffusions in Light Dome 2 and Light Dome 3 are exactly the same. They produce exactly the same output, so it's hard to say how many stops they got, but one is brighter, one is darker, and actually this brighter one is here, so it produces a bit harsher light, and it seems like this kinda similar look to bleach muslin, and the other one is kind of dense and I think a bit warmer, but it produces really soft light. And this one seems to be kind of like a half grid, something like that. Hard to say how many stops, I don't know. I haven't seen that information on Godox page. Maybe I would double check. It is something between these two. It is something between this lighter and harder diffusion in Aputure Light Dome 3, so it is something between them. So maybe this is actually 1.5 stop, I don't know. They claim this is 1 and 2, so hard to say. So actually I'd say the results are quite surprising because both lights are 600 watt fixtures and this one is bigger, so I will expect that this would have smaller output at the same distance, but actually it has higher output. So I mean, we can argue what kind of the diffusion it is, and I think even without the diffusion this produces quite a soft light because there is already diffusion on the diodes, because it is actually the weather protection. So I'd say even without the diffusion this produces soft light, and actually might be a bit softer than this one with this lighter diffusion. So results are here, and even though this is bigger, it produces bigger output at 1 meter than Aputure 600D with this modifier. But also there are cons and pros of this light. This light is bicolor, but it seems that it has bigger output even at different temperatures than 5600 Kelvin than Aputure 600D with this modifier. So actually it is really powerful light, and you can definitely combat a window with this light, but Aputure 600D is more versatile light because you can use it with a reflector, you can use it with this modifier, you can use it with bigger modifier, you can use it with the Fresnel, so you can use it in spot or float position, or you can use projection mount to project shapes and gobos. So this is much more versatile light, although it is not bicolor, so you got only 5600 Kelvin. Although you can use gels, I got gel holder for my Aputure LightDome 2. I think it is compatible with LightDome 3 too, and maybe with LightDome 150. I have to check it. So this is definitely much more versatile, but if you want really soft light, really powerful light, then this is, I think this is the choice. Although there are some cons about this particular model, but I guess I would discuss this in a separate review. So I'm kind of surprised. This has bigger output. I love both lights, but depending on the situation, you may choose this one over that one or the other way around. Of course, the best option is to have them both. So that's the quick one. Cheers, mate!